Welcome back to Reflections with Emrys. Let's take a moment to see what each symbol has to offer today. Today's symbols are the crane, the rune, Kaunaz, and the nGetal, also known as the broom or reed. The crane is a symbol of balance, patience, and graceful attention. At the heart of the crane is stillness with purpose, the kind of quiet that isn't empty, but listening. It stands on long legs as if it's learned how to hold steady even when the water shifts beneath it. The crane moves slowly, not because it's hesitant, but because it's deliberate. It reminds us that poise is a practice, not a personality trait. And it carries a sense of timing, knowing when to wait and when to step forward. In life, the crane can show up when you're being asked to take the long view. You might be navigating something that requires patience, precision, or emotional steadiness. It can appear when your nervous system has been running fast, and you're being invited back into calm rhythm. The crane also speaks to boundaries, how to stand close to what matters without falling into it. It's a quiet sign that you don't need to rush to be ready. Its reflection is this: slow down enough to feel your footing. Let your next step come from steadiness, not urgency. Trust that grace grows when you stop forcing the moment. And remember that patience is not delay, it is alignment. Kaunaz is a rune of illumination, clarity, and the living flame of transformation. Kaunaz carries the energy of a torch in darkness, small, bright, and undeniable. It represents the moment when something becomes clear, when confusion begins to lift. There is heat in this rune, but it isn't reckless. It's focused, like a forge. Kaunaz is the flame that reveals what's true and burns away what can't last. It reminds us that insight is not always gentle, but it is freeing. In everyday life, Kaunaz may arrive when you're ready to name something honestly. You might be seeing a situation in a new light, recognizing patterns you couldn't admit before. It can also signal creative ignition, an idea, a spark, a sudden yes that returns energy to your body. Sometimes it brings a necessary discomfort, the kind that comes when the truth is close and you can't unsee it. This rune often asks, what are you ready to face, and what are you ready to change? Its reflection is this: let the light be honest, even if it's bright. Allow clarity to simplify what you've been carrying. Choose the kind of heat that strengthens rather than scorches, and trust that what's real will remain after the flame has done its work. nGetal, the broom or reed, is a symbol of cleansing, resilience, and the humble power of renewal. nGetal holds the energy of sweeping clearing a threshold, clearing a path, clearing the inner room. It carries a practical kind of magic, not dramatic, but effective. This speaks to what grows in tough places, what bends without breaking, what returns even after being cut back. It suggests purification, not as punishment, but as reset. And it reminds you that new beginnings often start with making space. In life, nGetal can appear when you're ready to clear what's cluttering your spirit. It may show up when old habits, lingering grief, or stale routines have started to gather like dust. It can also point to resilience, especially if you've been weathering something for a long time and need a simpler way forward. Sometimes it asks you to tend to your environment, your home, your schedule, your boundaries, your inputs. It encourages you to choose what supports you and release what drains you. Its reflection is this: clear one small corner and notice how breath returns. Let simplicity be a sacred choice, not an afterthought. Remember that resilience is often quiet maintenance, and allow your life to feel like a clean threshold you can step across with ease. When we look at these three symbols together, the crane, Kaunaz, and nGetal, a grounded and clarifying theme begins to form. The crane brings steady presence. Kaunaz brings revealing light. nGetal brings clearing renewal. Together, they suggest a season of regaining balance through honest clarity and gentle cleansing. You may be approaching a truth that needs to be acknowledged, but you're being asked to approach it calmly, without drama, without rush. There's a strong sense here of make space, then move. The message feels practical. Clear what's in the way, see what's real, and take the next step with grace. The crane encourages you to move slowly and stay centered. Kaunaz invites you to let clarity lead. nGetal reminds you to release what no longer belongs and reset your space. The mood they suggest together is quietly empowering. It's not a storm, it's a lantern lit in a clean room. This combination teaches that transformation doesn't have to be chaotic to be real. It suggests that your life can change because you chose steadiness, truth, and simplicity, again and again. And it leaves you with a feeling of readiness. not rushed readiness, but the kind that comes from being clear, cleared, and calmly aligned. Today's reflection is this: when you clear what clutters the soul and let truth be seen, your next step becomes graceful and sure. Thank you for joining me. I'll meet you in the next reflection.